Japan builds the best electronics on Earth. Sony invented the Walkman, the PlayStation, and the OLE television. Toyota invented lean manufacturing, the production system that every factory on Earth now copies. Panasonic, Toshiba, Mitsubishi, Canon, these are the companies that defined what precision engineering means. And for the past decade, their executives have been flying to Israel, not to sell, to buy, to partner, to invest. Because Japan, the country that builds everything, kept running into problems it could not solve. And the solutions kept coming from the same place, a country with no manufacturing tradition, no natural resources, and an active war on its borders. Welcome back to Grand Structures. Today, Japan versus Israel, the matchup nobody expected, and the result that shocked one of the world's most proud engineering nations. Japan dominated global technology from the 1960s to the 1990s. In 1989, Japanese companies made 32 of the world's 50 most valuable corporations. Sony, Toyota, and Mitsubishi were household names on every continent. Japanese engineering was not just respected, it was considered the standard against which all other engineering was measured. Then something changed. The industries Japan had dominated, consumer electronics, semiconductors, cameras, televisions, began shifting. The competitive advantage moved from manufacturing precision to software intelligence, from building things perfectly to building things that could think. And Japan, whose entire industrial culture was built around physical manufacturing excellence, found itself at a disadvantage in the new game. This is not a story about Japan failing. Japan's manufacturing remains extraordinary. Toyota's production systems are still the global benchmark. Sony's hardware engineering is still world-class. But the competitive battlefield shifted to software, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and biotechnology, exactly the fields that Israel had been building for 30 years. And Japan's industrial giants, recognizing the gap, did something that Japanese corporate culture had rarely done before. They went looking for help outside Japan. The first Japanese companies to establish serious relationships with Israeli technology did so quietly in the early 2000s. They were not making headlines. They were solving specific problems. Sony came to Israel for computer vision, the technology that allows machines to understand what cameras see, the same fundamental technology behind Mobileye, which we covered in our last video. Sony's imaging division needed algorithms that could process visual information faster and more accurately than anything Japanese engineers had developed. Israeli computer vision researchers, many of them veterans of Unit 8200's intelligence analysis systems, had been working on exactly this problem for military applications. The commercial application was a natural extension. Toshiba established an Israeli R&D center focused on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Mitsubishi UFJ, Japan's largest bank, invested directly in Israeli fintech startups. Toyota's venture arm began funding Israeli mobility and autonomous vehicle companies. These were not small investments or exploratory partnerships. These were strategic commitments by Japan's most important corporations to the conclusion that Israeli technology was something they could not develop internally fast enough. And here is what surprised the Japanese executives when they arrived in Tel Aviv. It was not the technology that shocked them, it was the speed. Japanese corporate culture values consensus, careful deliberation, and incremental improvement. Israeli startup culture values moving fast, testing ideas immediately and treating failure as data rather than disgrace. An Israeli startup makes a decision in a meeting. A Japanese corporation makes the same decision in a series of meetings over months. The cultural collision was significant, but the Japanese companies kept coming back because the technology was worth the collision. Let's go to the scoreboard. 3 specific rounds where Japan, one of the world's greatest engineering nations, ran into Israeli solutions that its own engineers had not found. Round 1. Cybersecurity. Japan has world-class hardware security, physical security systems, encrypted storage, tamper-proof manufacturing. But software cybersecurity, protecting networks, detecting intrusions, responding to attacks, is a different discipline entirely. Japan's first major corporate cyber attack wake-up call came in 2011 when Sony's PlayStation network was breached, exposing 77 million user accounts. The attack revealed a gap in Japanese cybersecurity capability that physical engineering excellence could not fill. The companies that filled that gap were Israeli. Checkpoint Software, the company that invented the modern firewall, as we covered in our Israeli technology video, became one of Sony's key cybersecurity partners. The technology protecting the PlayStation network today traces directly to Israeli cryptography research. Round 2. Precision Agriculture. Japan has extraordinary agricultural technology for its own domestic farming, rice cultivation systems, precision greenhouse management, robotics for harvesting in controlled environments. But Japan's agricultural technology is optimized for Japan's climate, temperate, wet, highly controlled. As Japan began investing in food security across Southeast Asia and the developing world, regions with harsh climates, water scarcity, and soil conditions nothing like Japan's, its agricultural technology fell short. The drip irrigation systems, desert farming techniques, and precision water management that Israel had developed for the Negev were exactly what Japan needed for the markets it was trying to serve. Today, Japanese agricultural companies license Israeli drip irrigation technology for projects across Asia and Africa. Round 3. Medical Devices. Japan has excellent medical device manufacturing. The physical construction of devices is world-class, but the intelligent software layer on top of those devices, the AI that reads a scan, the algorithm that detects a disease pattern, the computer vision that guides a surgical robot, is where Israeli medical technology has pulled ahead. The PillCam, the Rewalk exoskeleton, the AI diagnostic platforms we covered in our medical video, all are products that Japanese medical device companies have studied, licensed, or competed against without matching. Japan's response to repeatedly finding Israeli solutions to problems it could not solve internally has been characteristically methodical. Rather than trying to replicate Israel's startup culture, which Japanese corporate leaders correctly identified as something that cannot simply be transplanted, Japan decided to buy access to it. Israel is home to over 21,900 startups, with 6,052 having received funding, collectively raising $92.4 billion in venture capital. Japan's corporations have become significant contributors to that capital, not out of generosity, but out of strategic necessity. The Israel Innovation Authority's 2025 report confirms that Israeli deep tech companies are leading globally outside the United States in AI, semiconductors, and medical devices, exactly the fields Japan needs most. And here is what the Japanese investment reveals about Israel that the numbers alone cannot capture. Israel produces the highest number of scientific publications per capita globally.
The pipeline from research to commercial application is unusually short compared to other ecosystems of innovation. In Japan, a research breakthrough in a university laboratory takes years to reach a commercial product. In Israel, the same breakthrough is often a company within 18 months because the researcher has already done military service, already knows how to work under pressure, and already has a network of fellow Unit 8200 veterans who can fund and build around the idea.
Japan and Israel should not be comparable. Japan has 125 million people to Israel's 9 million. Japan has the world's third largest economy. Japan has Toyota and Sony and 70 years of manufacturing culture that the entire world has copied. And yet, in the fields that define the next 50 years of technology, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, biotech, precision agriculture, autonomous systems, Israel is the place Japan goes when it runs out of internal answers. Not because Israel is bigger, not because Israel is richer, but because Israel has been solving impossible problems under impossible conditions for 75 years. And that practice produces a specific kind of innovation that no amount of manufacturing precision can replicate. Japan builds things perfectly. Israel builds things that have never existed before. Both skills are necessary, and Japan, to its enormous credit, was humble enough to recognize which skill it needed more of and to fly to Tel Aviv to find it. Japan builds the world's best electronics. Then it flies to Israel to buy what it cannot build. The scoreboard in the fields that matter most for the next 50 years keeps pointing the same direction. This is grand structures. Here is what I want to know. If Japan, one of the most proud and self-sufficient engineering nations on Earth, decided it needed Israel, which other country do you think is quietly flying to Tel Aviv right now to solve problems it cannot solve at home? Drop your answer below. Subscribe to Grand Structures and watch our Israel versus the World Scoreboard series for the full picture of every field where this keeps happening.